Well, good evening. We are back. We are back. What could I possibly say? Tonight's a bit of a special one. We have a bit of a celebration. We surpassed all of our expectations and everything else. We reached 5,000 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. Wow, like, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Anyway, we are going to do 5,000 seconds of hell tonight. I know some of the drivers that's in this. If we don't see spills, crashes, and anything else, something is really wrong. This is going to be so good. Anyway, bear with me a second whilst I get into the actual server that we're going to be doing. And I will jump into the comms to speak with the lovely Zeta. Kind of had everything prepared, and not so much. Juggling balls and spinning plates. I think that's probably going to be the best way to describe what on earth I am trying to do. But we will get there. We will get there. This is the Red Bull Ring. Now, just coincidentally, we had the Red Bull Ring on Tuesday. At the moment, all of the drivers are in the driver briefing, and so nobody is going to be out on track, which is absolutely fine. We will get there, and it's going to be exciting. There's nothing to win. There's no prize money. There's nothing apart from saying that you won the 5,000 subscriber special, which I think is actually pretty good as well. So yeah, let me just get good old race control running so we can get better views than the bonnet of the Aston Martin. Not that there's anything wrong with the bonnet of the Aston Martin. I just think we deserve better. Now, bear with me a second, because Race Control's decided to... I don't know what Race Control is doing at the moment. Let me see. Yeah, Race Control has absolutely just decided to do what Race Control does best. It's a good job there's no racing going on. That's all I can say. There we go. Now, can I have a huge shout out to this man, Mr. Peter Romeo. Great to see him out on track again. But anyway, let's jump into the comms box and see how Zeta is getting on as the session is just about to start. Qualifying, 20 minutes of qualifying, and yeah. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
I don't know why my voice went so high when I said that, but you know, these things happen.
It happens.
It does, yes. You know, you thought my voice was broken by now, but you know. So, how on earth are you, Zeta?
Sorry, what?
I said, how on earth are you?
Oh, fucking hell. Shit like this week doesn't happen to me.
Just bear in mind we are live. Sorry. I should maybe have said that,
I
but...
didn't realise we were live just yet. I'm in chat, I just don't have the video up.
Right, okay, well, yeah, I kind of threw you right in there without actually telling me, so that's my apologies for that. Anyway, so you have really been busy, and things are looking up.
Yeah.
That's really good. Oh, my race control is playing. I don't know what it's doing, but
Mine's currently working, so
well, that's
that
good. That's good. No, mine's doing some kind of disco move.
Oh,
just
awesome.
Now, so
if you've just connected, it's probably getting confused by people on track and not on track.
That could be it. It's certainly a little disco thing going on at the moment. Anyway, this is going to be exciting. Red Bull Ring. That's
Redbull Ring, we've got what? 39 cars on track.
including our very own boss man.
Yes. Where
Now,
is he so we can mildly poke fun at him?
in the chat, should we try to commentate or curse him? Or should we leave him alone? Let me know in the chat what you think we should do tonight. It's all fair game. It's and nobody has set a lap yet, so we're just waiting on them. We are focusing obviously on the beautiful Barry Hargan, who got some beautiful good news this week. It's not my news to say, but amazing news for Barry as well. So things are everyone's on the up and up at the moment. It's awesome. It's going to be a busy track. I mean, we can already see by the map that there's about 2-3 parts on the track you could possibly say you could get a bit of space to try doing qualifying, but is this a track you like, Zeta? Do you like the Red Bull Ring?
It's a track I do enjoy. It's deceptively not very simple for what looks like a simple layout.
Okay.
And I think the best thing I can suggest is probably going to be tyre management if you're going to run for an hour.
Yep.
Because this track puts a lot of load on the left-hand side of your car, and not a lot of load on the right-hand side. So, tyre management and tyre prep is going to be the big thing. Sorry, got distracted by chat there.
Okay.
Go number 11.
Mr.
Cheers
Eric.
to go gassy. Yeah, no, it's all looking good.
Excellent.
Good to hear from all of you.
Nice, Eric Papstall. Now, I haven't heard Eric's name mentioned in a while. He was P1. Wazowicz has just absolutely spanked him out of the way, and is 1.5 tenths up at the moment. I think there's a lot of quick drivers tonight. This is probably going to be quite a hotly contested podium. In my mind,
Also,
anyway.
I don't wish to toot the server's own horn. Currently, the top 3 are all Toga team drivers.
It's a good showing so far. Mr. Martin Varga, can we get some love in the chat for Mr. Martin Varga, Mr. Silent Grey Man that's come onto the scene and is doing absolutely amazing. We have to shout out Reese Aindow, who is it controversial that he's not racing in a Aston Martin, Toga liveried Aston Martin? He's currently was 4 tenths up, but he's now in an invalid lap, so he will need to start and go again. Who else? We've got Mr. Ethan Davis. It literally is like top 10 is almost pretty much Toga.
Yeah, it really is. It's a little bit ridiculous.
We have to shout out Sel Weissmans, absolutely outstanding driver for the Pegassi motorsport team. So we'll be keeping an eye on her because I've got a funny feeling that she'll be quite close to the top 5 by the end of this qualifying. We have Mitch Stratton in the beautiful Toga Lamborghini. We've got beautiful Paul Mancunian, and Paul is beautiful, but so is his Mustang. That's a lovely livery he's got in that. That's beautiful. Mank does a lot of his own liveries, so I'm hoping that's one of his liveries because that just looks outstanding. We've got Stein Donkerval, we've got Hayden Sweet, who's still not out. But Hayden's doing a last or first, isn't he? That's what I think is happening here. He has obviously decided that his abilities are enough to do a last or first. Anyway, back ship.
For commentators' curse, because I've just been skimming down the list of drivers. Peter Romeo is out in the Aston Martin. Has not managed to set a lap time. It was well up, but did not go legal at the end of that lap. So that doesn't count, unfortunately.
Yep, that's a shame.
Cars yet to set times, but looking good.
Eric Castell. Eric is on a stonker of a lap. He's almost 5 tenths up and he's only 3 tenths behind P1. He could smash this. He's got traffic and he's only halfway around the track, but he's already pushing that car to its limits and his limits, maybe?
Yeah, 14 BMW just jumped straight in with a 29.1 into 12th. Hadn't set a lap time, then goes out, sets a 29.1, parks it. I think they've just taken fresh tyres and fuel and are going back out.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. There's like I said at the start, this field is so strong with drivers. Martin Varga, we've got Hunter Davis. Hunter, huge sim racing fan from the US in the Formula GT livery, and he could possibly take P1. He's 5 tenths up at the moment. Not going to be quite enough. Is it going to put him into second? No, it must have been an invalid lap, and race control is just playing with me.
Yeah, we have got a new updated version of race control, which actually now shows the Ford logo, which it didn't before.
And also shows yellow flags now, so that's even better for us commentators. Martin Varga, P3. What? Wow. I mean, we've got Kmenko, who's now into the 127s, and he isn't actually fastest in the first sector yet, so a little bit left in the tank. He's already 1.5 tenths up on his time already. He's only 600th of a second faster than Bakchik, who's in P2. We've got Ferrari, Ford, McLaren, Aston Martin, Ford. It's quite a front-engined grid at the moment. But Kieran Macy in a Porsche, trying to prove me wrong yet again.
Indeed, I was just having a quick look, see where that was. The McLaren. Oof, the McLaren's ballasted up 21 kilos for this race, whereas the Mustangs are all down 7 kilos.
Okay.
Sorry, all up 7 kilos, and the Astons are down 22. So, what's the worst offender? Oof, BMW's up 26. I think that is probably the worst of the lot, is the BMWs are all up 26 kilos.
Yeah, so we're using the LFM bot. So anyone that wants to shout, it's actually the LFM bot we're using. We're not using any of our custom own bots tonight. This is more of a party race. This is a little bit of a celebration for all of us. This time last year, we were not sitting at 5,000 subscribers. We weren't even sitting at 2,500 subscribers. So I think it just shows how much work and effort everyone behind the scenes at Toga has put into this to build this community to what it is, and also to the viewers out there as well, who are all chiming in and saying hi. And we've got Christian Andriansen. Christian, how on earth are you? I have missed you, my friend. We've got Victor, who's saying hoorah, Sammy. We've got Keto, who's shouting for Sammy as well. We've got Sea Salt, who's shouting for Sammy. There's a lot of Sammy Pedersen fans in the YouTube chat tonight. We will also be running the driver of the day, which am I going to call him out on it? No, I'm not. We've got driver of the day, so once the race actually starts, I will put up driver of the day on your screen, and you will be able to see and vote. Now, it's only voting on Twitch and YouTube, so if you have an account on both, you can vote on each platform, but it's one vote per account per platform. And driver of the day basically just gets to say, I won driver of the day. Again, there's no prizes for it, unfortunately, but it's just a bragging right. And I think Zeta, all of us drivers would love to be nominated driver of the day.
Yeah, pretty much. It is a bit of bragging rights. It's always nice to have that next to your name every now and again when you're racing. Say you did very well. So do get those votes in as the race goes on for your favourite. Just as a quick update, having a look at timing screens, Stein Donkervolk jumped up 4 places into 10th, rounding out the top 10.
Wow. Amazing from that man. Stein, who is a bit of a fan favourite with us. It has been a while, Christian. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going well for you, my friend. Good to see Cess, sorry, it's not Cess, Cell back on the track in that beautiful Mercedes. I wish I could drive that Mercedes. I really wish I could drive it. But yeah, the only person really improving the top, no, that was a commentator's curse waiting right there. We're looking at Hunter Davis. At the moment, he is almost 3/10 up, sitting almost 7/10 down from P1. And again, Zita, we're right up to P1 to P15 are within a 1 second of each other.
Yeah. Say what you will about the ballast, it works.
It does. It absolutely does work. Yep.
It really does, and also it shows the caliber of the drivers that we've got out there tonight. The entire grid that has set a lap is 38 cars, and they're spread by 4.1 seconds. Now that doesn't entirely tell the entire story, because 31 cars are inside of 2 seconds on the grid.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
This is going to be a very, very hot, very fast race for everybody involved, I think, tonight. Given that, yeah, the top 31 cars all qualifying currently within 2 seconds of each other.
Yep. And we just saw Hunter Davison putting himself up into P3 with the Mustang. We're now on board with Wasowich, who is 3/10 up and actually could take pole position here. We have got 6.5 minutes left, and this lap was looking tasty. Lost a little bit of time. He may put himself up into P4 or P5. Nope, doesn't move, and he's 2/1000th of a second behind P5 at the moment. So everything to play for. And saying P5, Eric Papstall is on a charge as well. He's looking to try and pip into P1. That's not easy to say when you try and put your teeth in. But as Zeta says, I mean, this is just outstandingly close. All of the field, the only person in 127s at the moment is P1. And then we need to go right down to P17 before we're into the 129s. So, yep, oh, it looks like Eric's cancelled that lap. We've got our own Barry Harrigan. No commentator's curse here, Barry. Hope you're well. 2.5 tenths up at the moment. He is just over 6.5 tenths down from P1. A little bit of a bump draft maybe coming. Oh, no, that car just took a sharp exit right there and straight into the kitty litter. So, I wonder if there's a little toga thing going on here, because Barry's got that huge Mustang but right behind him as well. I'll be getting a little bit of a tow now. Barry is almost 4/10 as he does a little Tokyo drift round the last corner. Foot down, head down, and Barry P7. Outstanding again. Yeah, like Zita, I don't even know where I would be. I would probably in the 30s of this. I love the Red Bull ring, but I just, I think turn one, it's turn 1 and then turn 3. I think those are your most two critical corners, because they leads onto huge straights.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Getting a good exit out of there. I think also the last corner. Getting a good exit out through all 3 of those is key for being able to stay ahead of somebody if they're in your draft, especially with some of these big, fast front-engine cars.
Yep.
Yes, they punch a big hole, but they've got a lot of power to boot. So these long, fast straights are really going to help those. So if you can get a good exit, it will do you a lot of good to be able to hold position, or even to be able to start challenging for position into the next one. They're also good overtaking opportunities. Not so much the last corner, but the first, I think it's turn 1, 3, and 4. are really good overtaking opportunities. The big braking zones. Turn 4 is sketchy to try overtaking because it is also downhill.
Yes.
So that's one to watch out for. But yeah, turn 1, turn 2, I think, on this race are going to be lively to say the least.
Absolutely. We're on board with Cell at the moment. She's not able to gain at the moment, but she's had an awful lot of traffic ahead of her, so hopefully a reset. She's got just under 3 minutes left, so that's 2 laps to make a difference. But holding P12 at the moment, which is not to be sniffed at. She's only 5/10 off of P1 and sitting in P12. That's something that we've got Backchick, who has just started the lap, but already almost 1.5 tenths up. Now this is he's invalidated the lap, so he's either cut the corner or he's went too wide. So if he had kept that time all the way around, he would be taking P1, but that's an invalid lap. So again, reset, go round and start the next one and try and avoid as much traffic as he can.
Yep, just having a look through. Call this one out for me. For me, if it's a problem, Hayden Sweet has actually managed to set a lap and put himself into... I had him on the list and now he's disappeared because I looked at someone else.
He was quite high up. I thought he was in the top. Yeah, P20. Not
there we go.
Yep.
Also, we have Macy, who's just about to cross the line. Goes second, was 3 tenths plus up on that lap time. So goes 28.250 on that lap.
Great lap there. Eric Papstall has managed to keep it in the between the white lines, 3 tenths up. Eric can keep this up. Eric is looking at P1 at the moment. Saying that, P1 Kamenko is actually 2.5 tenths up on his lap. So Eric looking to try and steal P1, but I think Kamenko is looking as if possibly going to take P1 unless there's some major developments we see. So at the moment, Eric looks like, if we can hook this up, that last turn, if you hook it up right, feels amazing, but it's like millimeter precision. And Eric P2. Eric P2. Kamenko looks coming over and makes it a faster lap, a 1:27.832, but Eric still holds the fastest Sector 1 in the McLaren. Are you surprised the McLaren has been faster in Sector 1 than the Ferrari?
Not entirely. You can trim that car out and it's surprisingly slippery.
Okay.
So if you've got the thing hunkered down and trimmed out, it's going to be a bit more of a handful through the twistier infield section, but you can definitely get some top speed out of it. Similarly, if you're just able to carry a little bit more speed through the corners, the McLaren's pretty good at it. It's not amazing on the brakes, but it carries a lot of apex speed. That can make up a surprisingly big difference. The Ferrari's a bit more point and squirt, whereas the McLaren can carry its speed through the corners.
Such a good sign, that. Irritated Scallywag over on TikTok, thank you very much for the follow, much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to smash that like button. It shows that what we're doing is somehow enjoyable. If you're not already subscribed, then please subscribe. If you're on Twitch, please consider following, like Agueda Martinez did 33 minutes ago. Absolutely amazing. And remember, if you have got a Prime account, you get a free Twitch subscription per month. Peter Romeo, you absolute legend. How are you doing? It's good to see you in the chat. Good luck for the race tonight. Mitch is over on TikTok. Hello guys. This is harder than Rookie Wednesday. I'm not surprised, my friend. We're looking at this and it's like a who's who of the fast drivers that we know of. Yeah, absolutely outstanding what we have here. So that is the absolute starting lineup. We're going to run through the grid. Hopefully Zita's got her teeth in properly, because I'll run down to the grid once they're lined up and get organised, and we'll try and go through all of the grid. I don't know how long we're going to have. Hopefully, they maybe did 5 minutes, and then that means we can float our way down. Is float along the starting grid? That's
It
probably
sounds about right. We'll have
yeah,
that.
yeah. You know, I'm not a poet, but you know, Peter, you're doing fine. You don't like the track. I love the track. Yeah, that's for somebody that doesn't like the track. Where is he? P11. I don't like the track with a 128.5. Peter Romeo, I think you need to go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and have a little chat with yourself, my friend. that's. I wish I could say that about tracks, but we can't. Right, we've got 3 minutes, Zita. Give me 2 seconds to pop into my little electric scooter to get down to the track, and
Right. Let's run down from all of this. So in
we'll do back to front if that's okay. It's a lot.
Alexander, I am apologizing for not trying some of these names. I'm going to butcher them so badly. Sammy Pedersen in 37th. 36th is Thomas. 35th is Kasper Mukasson. Nikita Makarov in 34th. 33rd is Steve Malton. Kevin Pekiri in 32nd. Bart Dakawa in 31st. Paul Mancunian in 30th. Dan Holm in 29th. Mitch Stratton in 28th. 27th is Martin Delgard. Mac Keenan. Mac Keen Haynes in 26th. Emery in 25th. Martinez in 24th. Martin Sorensen in 23rd. Ivan Mitrov in 22nd. 21st is Dorobsky. Mr. Sweet in 20th. Mark Cooley in 19th. Potter in 18th. Jan Marco in 17th. Patrick in 16th. Donkerwalk in 15th. Lewis Morton Evans in 14th. Kenneth Reyes in 13th. Sel Wiseman in 12th. Peter Romeo in 11th. Reese Adenau in 10th. 9th is Barry Hagen. Ethan Davis in 8th. Kieran Macy in 7th. 6th is Martin Varga. Hunter Davis in 5th. Konrad Kowalski in 4th. Victor in 3rd. Eric Papsdell in 2nd. Laurent in 1st.
That wasn't easy. You did really well. A little round of applause there.
I had the timer in the corner of my eye. I was like, I'm getting closer, I can get through this, and then it was just like, that's some names I can't pronounce.
The pressure's on. The pressure's on. No, absolutely amazing from Zita there. I am going to activate Driver of the Day already. Exclamation vote space and then the car number, and that will give you a vote. And remember, 1 vote per account on each platform as well. There are actually penalties. I'm just going to nip in.
There were a couple. I have them here.
Oh, good.
Qualifying, car number 7, 10 seconds for minor contact. Car number 6, 5 seconds for minor contact. Car 7, 15 seconds for significant contact. So car 15, which one is car 15? Are you even in the list?
Not seen a car 15, have they? There's still 40 cars, so interesting. Yeah, maybe
Good
it's
question. Don't know where that one's gone, but that would have. They may have seen the time penalties they've picked up and then gone, no.
exactly. But again, what we're doing, Ethan Davis in P8 with 5 seconds, so there is a mandatory pit stop. Let me just go into this so I can confirm exactly what it is. Unlimited tyre sets. Obviously, they're going to have to put fuel in it. It's an 83-minute race. And if there is more than one driver in the team, both drivers must do at least one stint. You would anticipate if there's 2 drivers, they're just going to do a stint A, stint B, and that's it. Who knows? I mean, who knows what happens? You might end up having to do an early pit stop because of damage or because of traffic. It's everything's up in the air. I think if anyone watches Formula One, the whole strategy thing can come and go. You need to be fluid with things. If you're on your own, you need to make all the calls at the same time. It's a sea of green and black and red and black. Whether it's, you know, Formula GT, whether it's Toga, it's a beautiful sight to see. They're just lining up now as your leader, Mr. Kimeko. I apologise for that, but he is lined up. They will get notification that they have a certain speed limit they must not exceed as they go over. Eric Papsall looking as if he's very racy before it even goes live, but let's get on board with the bonnet. You see the gantry ahead, we've got 5 red lights below the Red Bull insignia, and we are waiting to get going. We'll be following the helicam as these lights turn green to see what happens. We're green, we're racing, and it's a great start for the Ferrari driver, eking out a move already as there's a lot going on.
That was a lot going on back there. Everybody so far towards the back of the pack seems to have made it through.
Yeah, a couple of spinners, but
I was about to say everybody towards the back of the pack has managed to make it through, but not quite.
No, not quite.
Everybody, but that's pretty good going.
That's for a 40 grid, for a 40 car grid. That is amazing. And can I say, Kimeko has already got a 1.2 second lead. Hunter Davis puts himself up into P3, already getting past Eric Papsall. These two are fighting back and forward. It looks like Eric might have just enough, but he has got that huge red and black Mustang breathing down his tailpipe as they get round the corner. Now, Zita already said that the McLaren might be better for the corners, a little bit easier to manoeuvre, where the Mustang is more a point and squirt, I think is the best way of putting it again. So, yeah, I mean, it's a clean start. We've got people changing position. It looks like Lewis Morton, Evans.
Mark Cooley's just dropped back a long way, dropped back a few places through the S's in the middle of the corner. Goes side by side, minor contact there between two of them, between them and the Ferrari. The Aston Martin of Poiter there, going into the last corner. It looked like Poiter got through on the inside. They are going back. Ooh, that was interesting. That looked possibly a bit laggy on my end for the contact, so we'll leave that one to the stewards to have a look at.
We have Backchick in P2 who has got 15 cars behind him who are all within a second of each other. This is just blowing my mind. Just look at that. You've got 2 Mustangs fighting in the background. I don't know if that's maybe Kieran Macy. No, I think there's maybe Wozowicz and Varga fighting there. There won't be any team orders, I would expect. This is a little bit more of a party night. Yes, there are stewards and, you know, trying not to eat cranes as usual, but this is a celebration for everyone, and a big thank you to all of you who subscribe, support the channels as we go along. But it's, yeah, we can't really call what's going to happen. It's starting to eke out a lot, but we've got battle for P2, and then there's a 1 second break to Wozowicz, who's then got 12 cars behind him. all battling as well, trying to get past. We've got Reese Aimdow, who is on the tailpipes of that Porsche. Is he going to go for a move up on the inside? It's a little look. It's a faint-hearted look. Oh no, Reese! Oh my goodness! Oh dear! That's one not to be watched in a replay. That was bumper cars, I think, is the best way of describing it.
About saying all of that through the last corner. Haynes was doing all right, but got squeezed out, hung out to dry on the exit, and lost about 4 places in that McLaren. So has a lot of work to do now.
We're following on with Batchicks, who has Eric Papsel and Hunter Davis on his tailpipe, trying to catch up to that Mustang. Now again, we might see how the Mustang is able to pull away from the McLaren when we get onto the straights, but the McLaren is certainly more sporty as we come into the final sector, where you have so many fast flowing corners. You are literally full speed right up to this, where you got the pit entrance, hard on the brakes, move the car, get the rotation round, get it settled, and then you're straight on the brakes for this last corner. And again, all kinds of sideways there from Batchik, as he gets horribly wrong on the last corner with a little bit of commentator's curse.
Ooh, sorry to jump in there. Sel Wiseman heading up a 2x2 formation of 4 cars. Unfortunately, gets a little bit of a tag and gets absolutely swamped going down the pit straight there. Was at the front of a group of, what's that? Almost 10 cars?
Yeah.
Going into the first corner. Into the last corner, has lost out there, but doing very well to hang that one out. 2 wide all the way through the S's down to the last corner.
Is this British touring car? Because I don't think I've seen so many cars all vying for one position. This is crazy. We've got the Ferrari heading up in the Togi Esports, so you've then got the Rays and that very hungry and angry looking Aston Martin, and you can see Cell is there trying to go around the outside of that Mustang, getting a little bit pushed onto the gravel, having to back off, reset, and again, Zeta only takes one tiny little error, and then all of a sudden you've lost about 10 positions.
Oh, completely. It really is. This grid is... It's probably... I've not commentated for a while, as you might notice. But this is probably one of the tightest grids I've seen in a long time. For so many places, I'm just looking at the back, there is a gaggle of black and green, all fighting for position further back. I don't know where to look.
It's chaos. I think chaos is the only way we can describe what we're watching at the moment. We can't pick the battles, because literally the battles are going on everywhere. We've got Martinez. Look at this battle. This is a battle for P19. And Martinez in the Italian police marked liveried BMW M4 chasing down Marco in a treble 3 Ferrari as they come up to just a gaggle of cars. It's about the only thing. Oh, he looked tentatively there. That actually lost him time as he had to reposition himself, and he now has the 998 Gulf liveried McLaren chasing him down instead. So he's went from the hunter to the hunted.
Indeed, as Reese is dropping further places. Unfortunately, it looked like I'll put my teeth back in and try that one again. It looked like Bakiri was had a bit of an incident coming out the last corner and has dropped way back, but is desperately trying to get back on to the tail of Andrea in the in the Aston Martin, who is all over the back of Mattis there in the Ferrari in front, that grey and light blue for Ferrari. So that's all the way. The battles are literally grid wide. That's down in 37th through to 39th. And there's just gaggles of cars absolutely everywhere.
We're watching a battle with Wozovic and Barry Hargan, and that Porsche I wonder if the air is blue yet. Barry is quite well known for going into a Gallic tongue at times, but he's all over the back and he's getting squeezed. There's no room on the right hand side as a Mustang, as big as it is, becomes even bigger and stops the Porsche of Barry Hargan. Barry ascend down the inside. Oh, there's a bit of door bashing going on. I don't think Wozowicz was very happy with that move, but Barry had to do something. P7 and losing time to the cars ahead.
Indeed, I mean, Wozowicz was possibly a little aggressive prior to that point in their defence of the position there. Barry having to take a little bit of evasive action, ended up briefly on the grass. But it's at the end of the day, it's all pretty clean. I say that, there's not been any penalties come through yet, but we've certainly seen plenty of door banging.
Absolutely. Mr. Pocket, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Seesaw, with the power of friendship, Sammy is going to win. You guys are probably giving him a good 2/10 on track at least. Black Box Gaming over on TikTok, thank you so much for the 3 GGs that you've sent. That's amazing for the love and support. Much thank yous from us at Toga. Like, I'm concentrating on this battle and they're changing position quicker than I can actually say their names.
I know the feeling. I've just picked up the Pedersen, Alexander and Moulton and Nikita battle, and yeah, they're changing places almost every corner.
As we see the two BMWs fighting it out, and it looks like Jovic has managed to get past Pedersen, really getting into 31st. Pedersen had a little kind of move there just to maybe try and unsettle the driver ahead, but to no avail for him, and he now has the McLaren chasing him down.
For sure. So, yeah, back at the front we have Eric is hunting down. I say hunting down, is all over the back of the Aston, the Ford number 28 of Bacharach, and is sniffing around like there's no tomorrow. Any mistake from that car and they are going to lose, probably, in honesty, 2 places to Papstal and Davis as well in that. Then it's a 1.6 second gap back to Varaga after that as well.
There's no taking your eyes off of anything. I think we have a contender. Eric Papstal is now on the back end of Batchik for P2. Kameko has just driven off. He's now 4 seconds ahead of these two who are battling ahead. I just wonder if Eric can get past this Mustang. Can Eric close that gap and have a McLaren versus Ferrari for P1?
Not sure what happened. I just suddenly saw Paul coming out of the pits having dropped 10 places after a 2 minutes 40 stop. So evidently some damage there, and is now going to be on a bit of a recovery there. Same for Mark Cooley for Pegassi Motorsport is also in the pits with currently a 3 minute 50 second stop. So there was clearly some big contact at some point, and those two cars, whether it was together or otherwise, have not come off very well.
I think Eric's looking for the move here. Look at this, literally side by side. The McLaren, as soon as he pulls out from that huge back wing of the Mustang, he is on the outside as the Mustang goes defensive. Can Eric get the switch back on him here? Certainly gets a better drive out, and I think the Mustang is under pressure. Mustang may lose a position here. Eric positioning himself for the inside line coming up, but again, that power of the Mustang just washes away the McLaren. But again, Eric showing himself. Eric needs to be careful. He's got Martin Varga and Hunter Davis breathing down his neck as well, so any mistake here could cost him several positions. Pocket, good evening. Yeah, I struggle with British names, never mind European names. It's horrendous at times. So Great to see you, and hope you're having a good weekend.
Yeah. No, that battle is going on well and truly. Hagen is now, having broken free of Wozowicz, is now all over the back of Ethan Davis in that McLaren Toga Academy car. Ooh, Hagen getting a little bit crossed up into the penultimate corner and possibly again coming out of turn the last corner. That has cost him dearly down the pit straight.
No commentator's curse here. Not that I was watching him or anything either, so yeah, Barry won't be happy with that. Eric Papstall, surely is this not the move now again? We're getting a repeat of what happened in the last lap. Hunter Davis now licking his lips for this. Martin Varga drops off slightly as the McLaren has to go wide now. It's when defensive. We've got Batchik, who's now in the inside line. McLaren trying to switch around, bump drafting all the way down, no room on the inside, having to switch on the outside. It's going to compromise the Mustang as they go around, and Eric going round the outside. Brave move here as he comes down. Can he keep the nose of that in? No, he cannot. The Mustang power, he goes again, trying to move. I think he's just trying to unsettle the driver of the Mustang. You can see there's a little bit of twist on the power there from the Mustang, so definitely Eric's tactics and mind play is working well for him. I think this is a matter of time now.
Indeed, I've just flicked across to the race control chat, and there is a whole long list of penalties that have come through. I'll try and rattle through these nice and quick, given what the situation is on track. So, car 111, 10 seconds, minor contact, position gained lap 1, 326, 5 seconds, minor contact, position gained lap 2, 34, 20 seconds, significant contact, position gained lap 2, 14, car 14, 5 seconds, minor contact, position gained lap 2, 45, 5 seconds, minor contact, position not gained lap 3, 75, 15 seconds, significant contact, position gained lap 3, 111 again, 5 seconds, minor contact, position gained lap 3, 45 again, 45 getting pinged a couple of times in this, minor contact, position gained lap 3, 75 again, 5 seconds, minor contact, lap 3, position gained, 51, 5 seconds, position gained off track, lap 4, 326, 5 seconds, major contact, position not gained. 46, 10 seconds, significant contact, position not gained. 326 again, 30 seconds, unsafe rejoin, multiple cars involved, lap 5. 75, minor contact, position gained, lap 9. Whew.
Yes, take a breath.
We were saying it was looking like touring cars.
We see Haynes getting passed, or being passed, sorry, by Sorensen in the very orange monster Ferrari as they come down to the last couple of corners. Just remember, everybody, exclamation vote, space and car number will give you a vote for driver of the day that you can see on screen. We have 2 cars that have left. Papstall is, oh my goodness, we're now 4 cars occupying almost 2 cars with, and it looks like Eric's got past this time. Eric Papstall has made that pass, and he goes defensive just to cover it off, just to make sure. Hunter Davis now getting back past Martin Varga. Oh, there's contact between Hunter Davis and Batchik, so that now means Batchik has been relegated to P4. Martin Varga takes full use your words, Lantern. He takes full advantage. Thank you. That's the words I was looking. Thank God you're here, Zita. That's all I can say.
Yeah, full advantage to that one. It looked a little bit like that was Davis trying to go up the inside, trying to stave off the attack from Varga, and overshot the braking zone well and truly, and just ended up running into the door of the Mustang of Batchik. What that has done is give our leader, Laurent, a heck of a lead, 8.2 seconds, because these cars behind have been battling so hard, they've been able to run away to the tune of 8 seconds. Now, the question is, with Eric out actually in some clear air, not a million miles off on lap time, so, and now in some clear air, let's see how much that gap can come down.
The penalties are shown on screen, and it's almost as if we're on Rookie Wednesdays. Again, Peter Romeo under pressure now from Bijesters. Mustang on Aston Martin, and it looks like Mustang has got a nice drive out, trying to get the slipstream of Peter Romeo, as it looks like they're maybe getting past Cell there. I don't know if Cell just wants to get out the way. No, in fact, it's not Cell, that's Mark, who's in the Pegassi, and Peter Romeo is able to defend that, but the Mustang again all over the back. Is he going to try and move here? Peter goes very, very defensive, compromises his line in. Mustang's going to have the power on earlier. You see Peter having to brake mid-corner, which is not ideal, but look at this. We have the... that must be a back marker. Yeah, it must be a back marker of the Pegassi car trying to unlap itself in amongst these two, battling it out like absolute gladiators.
This isn't a curse of the commentator, because I was actually watching that battle well and truly. Hayden Sweet just dropped a couple of places around wide turn 1.
Oh, Hayden. I think that's a normal chat that happens. GG Virus on YouTube. Good evening. Aloha. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you very much. Exclamation vote. Car number will get you driver of the day vote on one account per account per Twitch or YouTube account platform. My brain's
we're just coming up 20 minutes into this race. Any particularly standout drivers so far for yourself, Mac?
I think Eric Papstall. I think Eric has done an outstanding job with the calamity that happened at the start to fight his way back, and to be fair, I think Mustangs are so strong by the time you get into the tight twist corners, you're fighting a losing battle. So Eric for me is a standout. What about yourself, Sita?
Honestly, kind of the same. They've been doing very, very well. I'm trying not to pick a Toga driver, but unfortunately most of the top drivers, and there is a huge percentage of them in the race, so it's kind of hard not to.
Backchick has got a drive-through, so he's now serving that. That is probably just how his race is going today. From bad to worse, I think, is the best way of describing it, unfortunately. As we go back to this battle, we've got the Toga Academy McLaren ahead of Wasowich of the Toga Esports team, as this battle continues for P6. Barry Hargan was up chasing, I'm sure he was chasing Ethan Davis as well at one point, so Barry Hargan up to P5 in the Porsche. Porsche already is Barry's kind of number one choice. It's a car he's probably driven the most, I would say, and he loves it.
Yeah, speaking of which, a bit of a shout out, go check out the mentoring side of things. Absolute wizards of human beings that are involved in that. Barry, with his experience in the Porsche, and I am not a rear-engine, mid-engine car driver, managed to get us comfortable enough to be able to do an 8-hour, be part of a team to do an 8-hour race in the Porsche with about 2 weeks worth of notice on that one. So yeah, absolute wizard in that car, and massive thank you to the mentoring side of things. For that, I have been doing a little bit of work with the Academy as well. So yeah, really good. Go have a look at that through the Discord. There is a mentoring Discord channel, Discord server now. But there is all the links are in Discord and where to find them. So yeah, do go have a look at that. Doesn't matter what car you're in, there will be people to help. You may also find people to do longer races with if you're wanting to do the endurance stuff.
That was beautifully, seamlessly plugged. And there was no sarcasm. That was just me being genuine. So the first link is on YouTube is for the esports. Sorry, no, it's not. It's for the academy. If you fill in the form, it is preferable that you are part of the Discord. They will create tickets, bring you in, have a chat with you, find out what you do from there. So it is well worth a look. The Toki Esports team is just growing arms and legs. The amount of drivers that we have, you can see it tonight. You know, the top 10, we have some very fast drivers who, as Zeta says, are willing to give up time to help the drivers who are struggling, maybe with a car or struggling with a track, and give as much help as they can. So
yeah, there's unfortunately not for this series. There's normally also weekly mentoring sessions throughout the rookie series. So if you are taking part in that, unfortunately for season 14 we don't have the staff available for it. But otherwise, normally we try to put on a weekly kind of track familiarization session on a Monday or a Tuesday night, depending on what is going on elsewhere in Toga. So keep an eye out for that one as well. So if you are new to this and you're wanting to get into it, we do have regular rookie seasons. That we're on season 14 now. That is happening Tuesday, round 3. I was doing the schedule earlier and I can't remember. But yes, so do have a look at that if there's any spaces left on that one. Otherwise, keep an eye out for season 15. And we shall, love to see all of you. And wasn't it? We've got a number of drivers. Romeo started out in that, and what is he now 12th overall? Normally quite a lot further up the field than that, but yeah, definitely doing very well. One of the drivers that came through one of the early seasons there, and has just come on leaps and bounds.
We're on board with Stein Donkervolk, who has cell breathing down his neck, and Kieran Macy as well. A little bit of pressure for Stein. I was meant to be racing in a race, an endurance race with him, and use your brain and you'll remember who we're talking about. Bart from the Toga Esports as well, but unfortunately we couldn't make it. But it was exciting for me to basically be in an OAP's car with two of my friends. As we see, Dabrowski has managed to almost get past the Toga Academy McLaren, but that McLaren has got a great drive out, and there's no answer as yet to the Mustang as they come down to the heavy braking. Toga Academy car goes a little bit defensive. That was a sheer reaction there from Stein Donkervolk to manage not to hit the back of the black and purple Mustang, as it is now right on the bumper and tailpipe of the Ethan Davis.
Yeah, just having a look back at this try that one again. Just keep back at the Donkervolk Weissman battle as well. Cell just having to take a little bit of a evasive action in turn 2, turn 3. Almost eating the rear diffuser of the Ferrari in front. Cost a little bit of time, but hasn't made contact, so we'll be able to make that gap back up.
As we continue, the penalties all showing up. This Dabrowski is hungry to get this pass done. I think maybe a little bit of frustration is now creeping in as he sends it into the inside. The McLaren able still to get a better drive out because the Dabrowski had compromised his racing line. He now has Stein Donkervolk eager to get past him. Maybe a little bit of team working coming on. Dabrowski has collided with the back end of Ethan Davis.
And that was Macy came through and tagged in there as well to big chunk out of that front bumper of both Davis and themselves there. So that's not going to help either of them.
And as we see, Dabrowski has handed the place position back. He's now under heavy pressure from Peter Romeo, who's trying to go around the outside, inside, any side with the Toga Aston Martin side by side. There is no give by either of these. Dabrowski has the inside line. Peter Romeo trying to keep him tight as he can, force the issue. I was going to say two cannot go into that corner. Tap of the door handle. Peter Romeo unfortunately loses out in two positions as there's no way you can go two into that corner. Even going one car into that corner is dangerous at times.
Yeah, not great, but at least still on the back of this pack and can start to pick up the toe going up the stretch. Especially if Peter can pick up the double toe from the Mustang and the Aston, that's going to be a real hoover up of speed there. Actually makes up a big chunk of time as the Aston of Potowski tries to go up the inside of the Mustang, gets hung out to dry and is left stuck now with Romeo being right under their rear wing again.
Back with Stein Donkervolk, who again has Sell and Kieran Macy to keep him very true and strict to the letter at the moment. He has got a tiny gap of 5/10 at the moment, and is Kieran Macy going into the pits? That was a very strange Kieran Macy pulls into the pits, which is a bit of an early one, but I think what they're going to do, stick new tyres on, fuel that Porsche up and go to the end. So possibly a very good tactic there. So we'll need to keep an eye on Kieran Macy and see what happens further down the line. But Stein trying to eke out a bit more of a gap, trying to break that toe that Sell is getting at the moment.
Yeah, Macy took a bit of a chunk out of their front end, so that Porsche, it doesn't have a huge amount of front end aero, but what it has got, it needs, so that will not have been helping that car, so evidently felt like they were going to be losing more time than it was worth. So get that fixed, get that car back out as strong as possible, and then get going. There are some big penalties. I say big, they're not massive, but there are penalties for cars ahead. Ethan Davis, Sel Wisemans and Donkerwalk have all got 5, 15 and 5 respectively added to their pit stops.
The train that continues to give, we've got Ethan Davis, Dabrowski, Bijesters, Piotrowski and Peter Romeo all battling for what is P7, sorry. Ethan Davis obviously had damage to the back end as he goes tapped by Dabrowski. Dabrowski handed the position back, which means the stewards will look a bit more favourably on him when they are deciding his fate. He's taking different lines coming into the corners. I don't know if he's trying to work out where best to try and take that McLaren, but he needs to be very careful because Bijesters is right behind him as well, as is Piotrowski. We need to get Pocket back on so he can tell us how to pronounce these names.
Dorobski, sorry to dive in there. Dorobski tries to go deep and around the outside of turn 1. Doesn't work out. Now has the Patrick in the grey Mustang all over the back of that car. And the Aston Martin just lapping all of this up. Goes out the inside. Can they hold this on the inside line against that very, very powerful Mustang? They are side by side going into, heading down the stretch, top stretch into turn 4. Who's got what on the brakes? The Mustang's out dragging the Aston, but still got space on the rear wheel and stays too wide as they come up. Aston is now ahead, heading into the infield twisty section.
That was a great move there by Piotrowski, who took full advantage there of the battling that was going ahead. So we now have McLaren, Mustang, Aston Martin, Mustang, Aston Martin. It's and it looks like Bygesters is maybe Dabrowski's coming in. Bygesters
That
is
was a
coming
move
in.
and a half. Sorry, Dworsky just sent it from nowhere into the penultimate turn as Potowski gets very sideways at the last corner. Are they going to get swamped now by Romeo because they've lost a huge amount of speed? The pace of this race and how close people are running, I'm wondering if we're seeing some earlier stops because people have cooked their tyres. Right, basically trying to put qualifying laps down in dirty air.
I wonder if it's a tactical thing. I don't know if Christian is still in the chat or whether there's been any team advice being given. Sell, I saw as you were talking there into the pits. So I think that what they've done is, yes, they've maybe done some quali lap. Oh, as we see, try and work out, is that the Ferrari that went? No, it's the orange McLaren went for a drive on the grass. I wonder if the quali laps, trying to get position and then going for the long haul, 50 minutes on tyres is not unheard of. That's normal for endurance racing. But if you're racing hard, it can become an issue that you need to watch what you're doing with those tyres.
Yeah, for those on two drivers, they've probably got about 8 minutes or so to go before you split the race evenly. It was 100. What was it? 1 hour 23, I think was the time at the start. So that's what 42.5 minute stint. So yeah, if you're trying to split the race evenly, if you can hold on for about another 8 to 10 minutes, you'll be golden. But yeah, if you've ended up cooking your tyres with damage or dirty air, taking a slightly earlier stop, it may. Oh, as we see Haynes get a big twitch out of the last corner there. Yeah, it can cost you a lot. We're seeing a lot of cars get very sideways and very slidey. Again, that's not going to do your tyres any good. Especially if you're having to do a longer stint on these tyres second time round.
The battles continue. Ethan Davis under heavy pressure from the sister car of the Toga Racing. Ethan has he's been racing really well, and goes a little bit wide there. He's got two Aston Martins that are going to punish him very, very quickly if he ends up dipping this. Peter Romeo getting lots of dirty air as he goes off onto the kitty litter. That's lost him a position as he was coming round. He clearly, the front end, lost all grip just from the wash from that McLaren. So Peter Romeo, I wonder if he's going to decide to come in or is he staying out? He's staying out for another lap. None of the top 5, top 10 have pitted yet, so as we're watching Eric Pastel with Martin Varga trying to chase him down. Again, Toga sister cars.
It's a McLaren Mustang battle, one that we're seeing up and down the grid. These cars all surprisingly well matched and balanced for the number of different manufacturers. We got Ferrari, BMW, Aston Martin, Ford, McLaren, Porsche, and there's even Mitch Stratton out in his very happy place of a Lambo.
Loads to talk about, but Mitch Stratton, again at the Toga Academy, Lamborghini this time. Mitch, a huge fan of the Lamborghini, drives it most races and most championships, but he now has Marco with the treble 3, Ferrari and Reyes with the Aston Martin trying to get past and catch up into the top 10 if possible. But Mitch doing a great job just now, just driving the best he can, keep the car nice and planted and get on with what he has to do.
Definitely doesn't have to battle the two cars behind too hard, as long as he's not losing time to them. Doesn't need to let them pass. They have 10 seconds and 30 seconds at their pit stop respectively, so those two cars not really fighting much more than track position as we see Reyes dive into the pit for their stop.
Just checking on what's happening. Ray's into the pits. As said, we've got a little train battle going on. Further down, I'm just catch on to this battle. A little bit more spaced out, but these gaps are only tenths of a second. And certainly, I think the number 8 of Lewis Morton Evans is going to try and get past this Mustang and try and do it quickly to try and get back onto the back of the Gulf liveried McLaren.
Yep, as Morton has lost a place to the recovering Macy after their instance and stop. Trying to work out whether that car has fixed its damage. They are on. That is. I'm trying to hang on. That's the Mustang of Davis in front. Yes, that is. So that's Macy. Bear in mind, we saw those two get tangled up. Macy is a lap down and trying to unlap themselves on Davis. Now, the two of them do know each other very well, so I'm sure, knowing that Davis, as long as he's not going to lose too much time, will let that Porsche by and not race it too hard. As Piotrowski and Romeo are side... Is that Romeo? No, that was Davis. Ethan Davis, sorry. And Piotrowski going side by side. Now it's Romeo and Piotrowski going side by side through the long section up into turn 3. Who's got the late? Who's willing to get a bit later on the brakes and set up? Piotrowski gets hung out a little bit wide by Romeo, but they are too wide going up top stretch into turn 4. See how this plays out. Romeo on the inside. Can they hang them out to dry? Looks like they can. Gets that done and is through to retake that position.
Apologies, I was away from Mike for a second there, but yeah, Peter Romeo never gives up. Never ever gives up. In the P10 position at the moment, looking to try and better himself. I was having a look further down. We've got Hayden Sweet getting past Bart de Kouwer for P20. So Hayden looked like he's just trying to drive his drive and let it go. We've got Kieran Macy, who has pitted. He's Morton Evans into the pits as well. Looks like Kieran Macy may be the first who have pitted. I'm just having a quick look. Bijessers has pitted. Yeah,
Looks like 24th is the highest place that has pitted.
Yep. So that'll be interesting. As these battles continue. Now, having done an earlier lap, an earlier pit, you come out to a bit more clean air, hopefully, and instead of battling out, scrubbing your tyres and generally just slowing each other down, clean air, you can get the foot down and just concentrate on what you're doing and hopefully pick up places on the undercut.
Yeah, a little bit of curse to the commentator, seeing how well Romeo has been doing, has dropped back down to 15th, having gone very deep into turn 1.
Eric Papstel into the pits, so first of the top 3 to blink, and that has released Martin Varga to release those horses and the ponies.
Yeah, where else have we got? The 333 and 419 battle is still raging on, only a few tenths between these two. They look really evenly matched, these two cars through the middle sector. Not sure which one of them's got the legs in a straight line, but the Lambo looking really stable through the mid section. Goes defensive, or is that going for the pit, for a pit stop for Stratton? We will find out. Looks like, yeah, Stratton was taking, slowing down to get into the pit. So that is Stratton now in the pits, as is Davis, as is Papstel, as we saw already. As Papstel is down and away from their pit stop. So, question is, where are they going to file out entirely? Down to 9th place now. 14th will be where they will come out of that one. So very nicely done. So that was pitting out of second. Their pit stop time was 32 seconds, 1 minute total on pit road. So very nicely done. Pretty much a bang on stop for them, as Romeo is now in the pits as well. Who else has pitted? Martinez. Yeah, we're starting to see wholesale pit stops now. We're under 40 minutes to go. Martinez, Sammy Pedersen is in the pits, so chat will be happy about that one. 34 seconds for for McKean Haynes. That is everybody. Further cars in the pits out of the top, out of the lead group. Conrad is now in the pits. Dabrowski, Varga, Potro, Poiter is in. Brakic is in also as well. So we'll see how those all file out from their relevant positions to where they finish up.
Yeah, we have.
Varaga has pitted. Just trying to see where Varaga has pitted and finished up in 10th. Just waiting for that to go through a timing loop, and is ahead of. Is behind Papstar.
Yep.
So that hasn't worked out. Also has a backmarker BMW in front. That is the 14 BMW. Not actually spoken about you. Where are you? You're happily running your own race down in 29th.
Everything's kind of calming down now, thankfully, to a frenzy. We've got.
Say that Haynes is right on the tail of Martinez.
Yep, we have. We're watching it just now as this battle goes on. BMW versus McLaren as they come up to turn 1. Markussen, who is actually behind, has got a penalty and hasn't pitted yet, so possibly going long to hope to try and move up position. But I don't know if the overcut or undercut is going to work for them. So it'll be interesting to see. One of the last ones to pit, really. Wozovic and P13 still to pit as well, as we've got Marco and Holm now into the pits, leaving Barry Hargan in P1 at the moment.
In P1 indeed, and is being hounded to be unlapped by Sel Weismans there in the McLaren. So is right under the rear wing of, trying to get right under the rear wing of that Porsche of Hargan to try and get themselves unlapped from 17th position at this point in time. So that will probably come back to them when Barry pits, but definitely want to try and stay on song there. As Barry yet again gets a big slide out of the last corner. This looks like this is going to be the, stays well out of the way. Let's sell through because not racing them there, so that'll be a nice easy one. Get themselves unlapped. Let's further back marker traffic. Sell is hunting down Macy in the 626 Porsche.
Apologies, I'm trying to do like 6 things at once here.
That's okay. I will keep covering. Martinez has dropped off the back of Marco. There. What else have we got? Holm is inside of a second on Razwitz after that pit stop. Who else have we not had stop? We have Hagen, Donkerwalk, Evans are your top 3, all of which are yet to stop. Then we have new driver in Bishy. What's your George? I'm going to go with that because I cannot pronounce your surname. Is the highest place of the pitted cars, so that's taking over the 42 Ferrari, which was our leader. I think had about an 8-second lead going into the pits, so should retain most of that, judging by where they are on track. Then it is Martin Delgard is in 5th, having yet to pit. And Hayden Sweet has managed to wiggle his, having not pitted yet, has wiggled his way up to 8th place.
Good old
Because the
Hayden.
commentator, it all goes wrong from here.
Yeah, exactly. Just pick your wall and the sand gravel you want to go into, and away you go.
He is being chased down by Hunter Davis in 9th, and Radwitz, as yet to pit in the 49 Mustang. It rounds out the top 10. I say that, and Donkwalk now in the pits.
Can we just talk about Bussy, who's in P3, who's been nowhere all race, and is the leading car to have pitted?
Yes, that is the 42 Ferrari.
Where's this come from?
That is a driver swap.
No. So who was it? Oh, sorry. Apologies. I'm going to shut my mouth because obviously that was a leader. Initially, I got so excited there. But it looks like, is Stein Donkerval going to come out before Eric Papstall? No.
They might do.
No, they're out behind Varga, so they're just coming out ahead of Hayden Sweet. For
P8, Sweet's now in 7th.
Yep. It's still to pit right enough, so this could get interesting. I mean, Eric is a little bit behind to try and catch up. 33 minutes left. It's possible. Everything's possible. Especially
well, Bellegarde is yet to pit, so that car, I'm assuming, will probably be in the pits relatively soon, because that Mustang's going to be hurting on its tyres. It's not too bad on its tyres, that car, but it's a big, heavy car, so I'd be surprised if it's not starting to hurt, as that looks like both of those to the pink. No, the Mustang holds out, hangs Eric out to dry, stacks them up on the corner, bit of nose to tail there. Not what they needed, because that has let all sorts through. Hang on, I've lost that battle completely. That is put Vraga ahead of Papstell. Now, with all of that nose to tail, was that car off track then?
Yes, I think so.
Either way, that has now put Vraga ahead of Papstell with all of that going on, and they have, what's that car? That is the is that the chat favourite of? Name has just run away from me because I think it is the Pedersen car, but I don't think it's Pedersen in the car now because I don't. Yes, it is. Sorry, 420. Yes, it is the purple Pedersen car.
We're on board at the moment with Eric Papstall, who is 4/10 behind Martin Varga. These two are probably going to slog it out because I think these two are going to fight for second and third. Ethan Davis.
As jump in there. Donkerwalk and Davis are side by side coming into the infield section after turn 4. Davis gets the run around the outside going into the infield there on Donkerwalk. Donkerwalk kind of lets them through, not wanting to get into too much trouble. I'm sure we'll be trying to get back on terms with that Mustang.
Battle going on here that we're watching for P19, but it's actually P16. There is a bit of a gap between the two, but we've got 4 cars that are all vying for that position. A little bit further down, we've got Mitrelv in the 14 BMW, who's whoa, it was a Aston Martin getting all kinds of squirrely. Was that maybe Bart de Kouwer? I don't know.
It was, unfortunately.
Yep. Poor Bart, getting all kinds of oversteer on power there. Martin Varga, oh my goodness, let's have a look at this. What happened here? So coming up to turn, which is technically turn 3. Oh, that was a send. Okay. I'm not sure Martin Varga would be very, very happy about that, but there was certainly a challenge there from Eric. No love lost within the race cars until they get out and they'll be friends again, but Eric really pushing in. Unfortunately now Martin Varga has got traffic ahead of him, and this is going to cause real issues. This is respectively going to be P2 and P3 fighting here and crowing rights for the Toga Esports when they are in the voice chat. Got Barry Hargan is now into the pits.
Hargan's now into the pits. Where's he pitting out of? Oh, he's pitting out of the lead. Oh, that's a good question. Where has he filed out from? Why can I not see Hargan on the list?
He's coming back out the pits.
There we go. He's coming out in third.
Yeah, he's coming out.
He's going to come out in third on that one. So,
but he has to get up to speed. These two are already at speed. Barry has to instantly go defensive, but it looks like Eric Papsel had an issue there, so he's lost a lot of time. But Barry Hargan trying to protect his P2 position once Ethan Davis pits. But
I was about to say, can I just take a moment to say that is one of the Ethan Davis, one of the academy drivers. He's now leading.
Amazing.
That's genuinely impressive. Very well done, that.
Oh, they go side by side as they're going round, but it looks like Barry's just going to hang on to this at the moment. Barry switches to the defensive line, making it a longer trip round the corner. It looks so much like that was going to be contact, but both drivers giving each other enough respectful space. Again though, Barry has huge pressure. Bear in mind, Barry at the Red Bull ring before held off his main contender for an entire hour of racing, and it was as close
that was
as
the previous series, the 2.4, 24 and 2.4.
Yep.
Knows how to make the Porsche work, knows how to get it out of these corners very quickly. Looking a lot happier now. It's got some fresh tyres on it as well. So the question is, the difference between these two is obviously Barry has just pitted, so has nice fresh tyres on the car. That's a good 10-15 minutes plus less time on those tyres. Question is, can that tyre difference be what holds Barry ahead as Varga goes around the outside into turn 3? I don't think Barry's got the drive on the exit there. No, hasn't. I think bottomed out a little bit, and that has let that Mustang through. We'll see how this one plays out late as the race goes on.
Heavy onto the brakes. It's 3 Toga Esports all in a row. We've got Martin Varga, Barry Hargan and Eric Papstel all looking for the P2 position. Barry is not going to give this fight up. He's got 27 minutes left. He knows how to put pressure on a driver. Martin Varga, who has come through the academy and into the esports team, was very fast for the Rookie Wednesday Championship, and I believe won it as well. So Martin, as I say, was a dark horse. No one really knew much about him. He came on the scene and absolutely dominated. So you see already there's a slight gap here. Peter Romeo and Raxka have both got the drive-throughs for track limits P15 and P16.
Oh, this is going to be one for Romeo to forget, unfortunately. Not had a good race. A drive-through on top of the issues that they have had all the way through. Mitch Stratton trying to stay on terms with Romeo, incidentally. Now in that Lambo. Also, we have Mitch Haynes on the back of Delgard. Gap closing down. It's not quite under half a second, but we'll see how that one goes. As well as the Radwitz Donkerwalk battle still rages on. Mustang on Ferrari. Who's got what there? Mustang clearly just closing that gap in a straight line, but the Ferrari is just a bit better on the brakes. Looks a little bit better composed through the corners, and that is, we'll see what happens there. As Rex is in the pits. They've already pitted? Oh, this is for their drive-through. Looking at too many screens at once.
It does just become so confusing. I think Barry has Barry got the tyres warmed up, heated up, the brakes sorted, because he now has huge pressure from Eric Papsel, who actually steal away P3 from him, and Barry's looking a little bit as if he is a rabbit in headlights at the moment as they go side by side. Barry clearly knows that he's in trouble. and try and defend that, try and push Eric to the outside in a clean way as they both come down here. Now, who's got the faster car? A little bit of movement there from Barry, as he thought he maybe had enough bump drafting from Eric Papstall. Coming up to turn 3, they've got back markers in front of them. This is going to cause major issues as both go very, very cleanly through. Barry able just to keep that Porsche ahead somehow. Can he do a Peter Romeo? Can he use the back markers to his advantage as they come down here towards the more twisty section? Oh, there's contact between Eric and Barry. Manages to save it. Well saved there from Barry. Not sure if Eric forgot Barry was there. I'm not quite sure what that was all about. I'm sure Barry will forgive him, but at the moment I'm pretty sure Barry wants to send gifts to him through the post. If you know, you know. Barry sweeping across the front of McLaren there. Eric's probably going to get quite a lot of dirt to air as they're coming through again. Barry having to go really defensive as they come into the penultimate corner. Side by side again, these two battling it out. Eric looks like he's got a better drive, he's got a cleaner drive. He's going to try and do this. They're going to try that. There's no way. We saw this earlier. You cannot go 2 cars wide into that corner. It cannot be done. Stephen Hawkins couldn't find a way of doing that. So Barry Hargan kind of managed to get that done, but he actually graciously lets Eric through, as I believe. Yeah, I mean, Eric was alongside. So Barry is a steward, he's a commentator, he's head of Toga Academy. So Barry knows the rules of stewarding very well. And yeah, Eric, just to Barry's success, Eric has got a drive-through. Barry must be doing all kinds of dances in that cockpit right this very second. And was that drive-through because of the... no, that must have been from turn 1. So
yeah, I really see him run wide on the way in, or possibly a little bit on the way out, and it hasn't quite worked out. Sweet in for a stop, and that was a very short stop. Hayden Sweet, okay. So he's done just over an hour on the tyres already. Has literally just stopped for fuel and has only dropped to 15th. Took an 11-second stop.
Hayden is quite a tactician. He's a very wise man unless it comes to fuel for his teammate. But apart from that, Hayden has very switched on. So Hayden absolutely playing a blinder here and going long. 82 minutes. It's only 20 minutes past a stint. So I would suggest that Hayden is going to be the tyre whisperer for the next 22 minutes.
I think he's been the tyre whisperer already for the last hour. So we'll see what happens. He's got Marco directly up his exhaust there in the 333 Ferrari. So that's going to be his initial fight there. Obviously, that car having only been stopped for 11 seconds isn't really going to have lost the same kind of temperature and pressure as you would if you took a fresh set of tyres. So that car's not going to be as easy necessarily to drive, but you're not going to spend a lap or two getting the car up to temperature as well. So we'll see how this one plays out.
Still a couple of battles. Hayden now has Marco in the 296 hot on his exhaust pipes. Marco looking to try and muddy Hayden's tactical prowess here by knocking him down to P16. Hayden going middle of the track, not really going defensive, not really going hugely offensive, but he knows that power of the BMW will be enough to keep the 296 behind him just now. He has a back marker ahead of him. Can he pull off a Peter Romeo? A bit far behind at the moment, but I think that black marker could come into a handy spot for Hayden as Marcuson comes into the pits from P37.
Yeah, the one to watch out for is Hayden's having to go a little bit defensive and check up that Ferrari. Sorensen, being a bit of a silent assassin in car 69 Ferrari, Now only half a second as these two go side by side through the S's. And that is, they are side by side, a little bit of a touch, a little bit of a door bang, but this could be in trouble. Hayden may end up losing 2 places, trying to hang on to 1. But he is clear up the inside into the penultimate corner. 2 wide, little bit of banging around there into the final corner, but do make it out. Ferrari looks like he's got a better drive, but Hayden's in the way. A little bit of a bump draft, and Sorensen cannot capitalise on any of this, as has to get checked up because of these two battling in front.
Interesting times. I would also like to say I am going to vote for Hayden. I kind of
I can pull this one off. That is a hell of a drive.
Kind of feel that Hayden deserves that, but look at this. Oh my goodness! All kinds of 296 action going on here as he tries to go around the outside for Marco. But I get a little bit of bumping going on. Hayden still has advantage, but the Ferrari behind him that they've just lapped is looking to try and get in on the action to unlap themselves. This could cause some issues for Marco as Hayden goes all kinds of way.
But does have the inside line running into the next corner. Let's see how this plays out. Inside line, better on the box. The Ferrari hangs the Ferrari out. Lets Sorensen up the inside. A touch door on into the door. That's also the BMW through of 92 Martinez. And that has brought this Martinez Delgado Marco battle into this fight as well.
Wow, that was so unlucky, and unfortunately I called it, that back marker was going to be the issue, and clearly was. Let's have a look at Eric Papstol, under pressure now from Piotrowski for P9. Although a little bit behind, it looks like Eric has some traffic he needs to try and get past. Got a 5-second penalty, which has been obviously issued after his pit stop. So, yeah, I think Piotrowski is just going to keep him within that 5-second gap and gain that position off him. There's no need to go into a war and absolutely lose out positions. So, tactical thinking there.
That penalty used, the last one to come through. Car 97, 5 seconds, minor contact, position not gained, lap 39. Drivers are finishing off lap 42, going on to lap 43. I think.
17 minutes left. 17 minutes left. Drivers.
Where has that time gone?
I know. It just feels as if we started the race. But what I would like to say, any drivers that are listening, we will not be doing any driver interviews tonight. It's Saturday night, and although people don't think us geeks have a life, I would like to think that we have some kind of life. So yeah, there won't be any driver interviews tonight, but I have to say a huge thank you to everyone who's watching, who's joined us on TikTok, who's gifted GGs and everything else, and YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much for all love and support. And I'd like to call it now that Hayden's won driver of the day.
Is that because you're the only one that's been voted?
I am the only person that's voted twice for him, because I feel that is just... That'll make his day. That'll make his day. So
I was a slithering up. Oh, there's somebody. Oh, sorry, I didn't entirely know what words to use there, because that was a mess. There was a back marker off track as another BMW went wide. Whoa! Delgado into the rear corner of Martinez. They're big into the wall. Don't know what happened there. Those two. That's going to be looked at the stewards. There was seconds after that one, well and truly.
Yep, that was not a friendly shot of fire there. It's
No, I'm just having a look at the replay on this one because a lot happened very quickly. Delgado in the McLaren goes up tries to go up the outside. Marco covers it off, and then the two of them the triple three goes for the door on the exit of the corner there. That's definitely going to get looked at.
The stewards will still be working away with the crayons for the next little while. We've got 3 in at the moment, 3 stewards in, who are all probably shouting at each other because they're stewards and that's what they do. But yeah, as you say, it will be looked at. It was unfortunate. Um, there was no need for it, I would say. But Christian trying to throw Cell into the mix for driver of the day. This could get tasty. Hayden with 2 votes and Cell with 1 vote. Now, if Christian had a Twitch account, he could absolutely level this off with a 2-all. I'm so glad I screenshotted the 2 votes for Hayden before it became feisty.
I mean, I am staring at this, and I'm not sure who's done better in this one. Cell's done very well, still holding on to the car in 12th place with a 1.2 second gap to Brackett, and is 3 seconds back behind Macy, so holding some good company there.
Can I just say Marco's into the pits? Hayden Sweet P15, but he's now got Sorensen behind him and Dalgard for that position of P15. Hayden coming under pressure with 14 minutes left. That orange Ferrari is only getting bigger and bigger in his rear-facing camera. And Dalgard sitting with 15 seconds. That's not really going to be a huge issue for Hayden. But this orange Ferrari is like a wasp.
So there has been some. So the stewards have looked at that incident we saw earlier. 333 disqualified, intentional retaliation, lap 44.
Oh. There's no place for that in any kind of sim racing. Absolutely none. So, yeah, absolutely 100% deserve that. So, the problem is being disqualified will then be looked at within a Discord community and question whether they should still be within the Discord community. So, it affects all parts, not just your race, but further along the line as well. Cool heads are needed when you're racing. You cannot drive angry. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I think it was started off being a slightly 333, just got a little bit caught out on the brakes by the McLaren. I think McLaren of Delgard went for a gap that kind of wasn't really there. But yeah, no need for that, and there's no place for that. That kind of thing afterwards. I've been there. I've got annoyed by people doing what seems like really dumb stuff, but as long as you keep your nose clean, then the stewards will deal with that. Ethan Davis suddenly dropping a bunch of places. What happened there? No, they were into the pits. That I'm assuming was a drive-through, and clips the wall on the exit. Very well done.
Oh no, Ethan. Ethan. Yeah, that's. I'm just looking at Eric Papstall. Now, Eric has had a good race. Sitting 5/10 behind P7, that huge Mustang of Bijesters. Now, let's not forget that Mustang, as you can see, getting on the power. If you cook your tyres because you're heavy right-footed, you will have so many issues with understeer. And I think we're watching this. Eric's going to make this happen. It's just a case of when, not if.
Yeah, as just saw tick up. Sal gets a big hit from Brackett on the brakes into turn 4 and gets turned around there. That was a big hit on the brakes, so that one will be looked at down to 13th now behind that Mustang.
Papstall has just got past Bijesters without too much of an issue. Bijesters needs to try and keep him within 5 seconds, otherwise he's not going to gain anything from that penalty that Eric still has hanging over his head. So that's going to be an issue. Can we also talk about Kieran Macy, who pitted almost the first car very early on, probably 55 minutes with the race left. Kieran now P11 and chasing down Ethan Davis for a P10 position.
Nicely done. Yeah, that was, if not the first, one of the early stoppers as Ethan goes really deep into turn 3.
Yep.
Turn 3. Kieran not quite able to capitalise on it, but is very nicely up under the rear wing. Ethan there might have been space to try that out the inside, but Ethan just staying in the middle of the road, forcing one side then the other, forcing Macy now around the outside into the infield S's section here. Downhill as they drop down, a little bit better on the brakes, a little bit tighter line, able to cut the nose of that Porsche off, and stops Macy getting through.
I'm having a look to see who has gained the most positions. Any of Pedersen's fans still in the chat and YouTube, Pedersen has gained 14 positions. Mitch Stratton, 14 positions. Absolutely amazing. The biggest losers, Denton Jones, 17 positions lost. That's painful.
Same for Cooley, down 16 from where they started. Not doing well. Ubrink is up 10.
Ethan absolutely lost it on turn 1 and gifted Kieran Macy P10 as we're just watching a replay. Was it? No, it wasn't. Oh, the McLaren does not do curbs well. McLaren does not do curbs well.
I don't think there's anything even with all the magic dampers in the world that can save you from that sausage curb on the inside.
Not the McLaren. You would need monster truck tyres for that kind of thing. Bygesters is now battling to try and keep Papstall in the 5-second bracket. He's just about doing it. They're coming up to back markers, but if it finishes like this, Bygesters 0.5, 0.6. He's not going to gain anything from Eric's.
Yes, he will, because that's 5 seconds, not 5 tenths.
Oh, of course it is, isn't it? Okay, just ignore everything I say because I'm an idiot, basically.
It's fine.
Thank you. You're here. Thank you. I appreciate you.
That's okay.
My carer for the evening.
Sorensen on Sweet. Sorensen and Martinez. There is a backmarker Ferrari in there, I think, and there's no number on it on my screen. Annoyingly, I ended up having to do a whole bunch of work to my computer, and I haven't got. I knew there was something I hadn't got back up, and I haven't got Awesome Sim Racing back up. So I've got like no liveries, apart from the ones they already previously had. So yeah, that is Sorensen directly in front. I think there was a back, or was that the leader? It was the leader coming through that let Sorensen take advantage of that on Sweet and get past. Get to the bottom of that eventually.
Exactly. Coming to the last 7 minutes, and it looks like Hayden may have. Bearing in mind, Hayden is on 78-minute-old tyres, so those tyres are not only cooked, they've been baked, they've been grilled, they've been put into a sausage maker, and they resemble nothing like a tyre anymore. So regardless of how much you whisper to your tyres, you're not going to get them back after that amount of time. So Hayden just trying to nurse that car around. He's got 2.7 to Martinez and P17 behind him. It will be interesting to see at the front. It's evened out. We have Bussy in P1. We have Varga P2. 25 seconds down the road is Barry Hargan. With an amazing race. Hunter Davis, 1.5 seconds behind Barry. Don't think he'll have enough to catch him. Wozovic.
No, that's going to have to be a pretty big mistake from Hagen. We did see that car get a bit sideways earlier, but does have relatively fresh tyres. So we'll see how that. I don't think that's going to play in its part in this one. Sweet now, I think Sweet is just struggling, as you say. 1.1 back now. Romeo starting to get on terms, half a second back from Haynes. So that might be one to keep an eye open with 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 50 to go.
So I'm rubbing off on you, Zito. The vibes are just running into seconds and minutes now, so... oh, whoa, they're coming in thick and fast now. Sell has now got 3 votes for driver of the day, Hayden with 2, and Giorgio Bussy with 1. We haven't really spoken much about the front runner because they haven't been involved in much. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Hunter Davis 0.7 behind Barry Hargan. Is Barry about to lose
Oh.
P3? These two know each other very well. Hunter is the Ford Mustang whisperer. The man is an absolute legend behind the wheel of that car. The flash of the lights, Hunter is hunting. I just love the fact I can say that. Eric Papstel with a vote for Driver of the Day as well. I think Barry's cooked his tyres. I think Barry is now going to have to defend for his life for the next 5 minutes, and is that even going to be possible? Hunter, a very, very astute racing driver.
Well, if there's anybody that can do it around Redbull Ring, we know that Barry in a Porsche can do it.
Absolutely 100%.
Just as a quick thing, I don't know if they have actually, it's a glitch. Radwitz in 5th, I've just noticed, hasn't served a legal stop.
Oh no, is he waiting to do it in the last lap? I mean, that is an amazing drive, but somebody please tell me that he has changed tyres. I think that is the only requirement. No, sorry, the only requirement.
No, there is, as long as you stop and take fuel.
Yes.
There is no, basically as long as you stop in your box, even if it's just for a second, there is no minimum time, there's no limits on anything. I don't know how they've managed that with, I don't know actually, an hour and 20 on a tank of fuel.
Oh, bump. The two that we're watching just now getting arms, elbows, legs, fingers, toes out, trying to make that as wide as possible. It's possible these two are actually in the same VC as each other as well. So, Hunter, I mean, how long can Barry make that Porsche as wide as the Titanic? Oh, Barry getting all kinds of oversteer. The first mistake we saw tonight from Barry, and it looks like Hunter is now living rent-free in Barry's head. Point 3. What is going to happen here? We're on board with Hunter as we see the green Porsche trying to run away as fast as possible. Let's see what happens as we get into the penultimate corner, and light braking Hunter down 2 gears, trying to keep that within track limits, which is difficult to do. Riding the curb, Hunter again. Hunter, part of the Toga Esports team. Hunter will know exceptionally well what damper secrets are all about. And look at this, Barry kind of thinking about going defensive. Hunter right on the back bumper. This is going to be a drag race now. Has a Porsche got enough in the tank, literally, to try and stay ahead? And at the moment, the answer is yes, it can. Barry doing an exceptional job.
Porsche has got its swan song, which out of these slow corners should give the Mustang trouble, although Hunter does amazingly well to go around the outside of turn 3. I think this might be done for
job done.
Hargan, unless he can hit back hard in the next couple of corners.
That will be heartbreaking for Barry, who has fought tooth and nail to get to where he is, almost trying to get side by side, trying to force Hunter to go defensive to get out of shape on that. And look how close Barry is again. Barry seems to have got his 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th wind for this race, but we did see Barry making one mistake under pressure, which is unusual for him. I think Hunter has done enough to steal, and I say that in a non-derogatory way, but Hunter has stolen P3 from Barry. Bitter pill to swallow as Barry gets all kinds of sideways off track. Hopefully he's got one speeding ticket offence left. It's certainly not showing his drive-through at the moment, but Barry, I think, getting dirty air off of the huge wing of that Mustang. Yeah, just try and follow it, I think.
Yeah, as we have Macy on sorry, name's failing me at this time of the evening. Potrix is in under pressure, well and truly from Macy in that Porsche. Macy gets a good drive off the exit of the last corner. Aston's got the legs in a straight line, but not massively. Who's last of the late breakers? What have we got? Aston runs a little bit wide, a little bit deep, but not enough to cause a problem because the Porsche was in tight and slow off the corner.
Votes piling in now. Thank you so much for all your votes. That's greatly appreciated. as we see Kieran Macy trying to do the opposite of what Barry was doing. Kieran going hugely on the attack. Kieran a little bit of a whisperer with the Porsche as well, and we also have the leader of the race is on the final lap. Has Kieran got anything in his box of tricks as one of the back markers goes wide? Aston Martin having to move out of the way for to avoid that, and Kieran all over the back diffuser of the Aston Martin. Again, as I said, Kieran is a bit of a Porsche whisperer as well. He is going to try and do everything he can right up to the very last second. Bakic has got a 10-second penalty as well, so that's going to be dropping down the positions a little bit. He's going to lose 2 positions, so Ethan Davis gets promoted to P11 and Sel Weissmans gets promoted to P12.
Yep, and also Patrick in the Mustang has now dropped outside of 5 seconds of Papstel, so Papstel will not lose a place there. They're 6.77 or 8 seconds now back from that McLaren, so whatever's happened to that Mustang, it's now under fire from this battle with Macy and Potrix as well, so they're on their last lap. What can be done here? Will the Mustang play a part in this at all?
Kieran knows these are the last few corners that he has anything to try and do. And it looks like he's got a huge drive out of the corner. It looks like he has, but the Aston coming back. Oh, that was a very tentative look on the inside, but Kieran Macy has got that done. Kieran Macy popped himself P9 with about 3 corners to go.
Yep. That is a back marker BMW by the looks of things. But the Mustang cannot get past, and it's actually slowing these two up. Nothing really to make any difference, but that may have made a difference if there was another lap or 2 on the cards. There, as we see everybody coming through to finish. Ethan Davis still to finish. Weissmans and Stratton, I think, is going to be one of the last cars to finish.
Amazing. What a race. Absolutely outstanding race. Really enjoyed it. There's been a lot of battles right up to the very last second where you couldn't tell what was going to happen either way of that. Bear with me a second, so I'll just add that so we can hear Zita. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. That was exceptionally good. Driver of the day, just as I mentioned, Gergo Busse with 5 votes, Eric Papstel and Sel Weissmans with 3 votes each, Hayden Sweet with 2, and Barry Hargan with 1. Not going to suggest Barry voted for himself, but, you know, phone a friend or something like that, possibly. Anyway, yes, thoroughly enjoyed being along with my friend Zita. I have enjoyed it, and I'm going to bid you a farewell and let Zita finish before we head off and have some kind of life.
Yeah. Thank you very much to everybody who has taken part. And also thank you to everybody in chat coming and saying hello and interacting with us. It's been lovely to see you. It's been lovely to be back in the comms box, especially with Mac. It's wonderful to be here with you. And we shall catch you next week. Tuesday is our next race. It's a nice quick turnaround for us here. And it is the GT3 Pro Series. So, we'll catch you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.